All right, straight politicking, episode I believe 88, and we politicking on all you suckers, even though we not really politicking. And I gotta say that, man. You know why I gotta say this, Munchie B?
Why is that?
Man, I'm trying to visit a California prison, and one of the lieutenants at the prison said that he doesn't like me, or he doesn't approve of me being at the prison because I be politicking gang issues on the internet.
Covering current events,
Covering the news.
current indictments that took place throughout the city. Unjust unalivings like Brian Bostic in Inglewood by the Inglewood Police. But I wouldn't say you politicking no gang politics or anything like that. So I don't understand.
Never a day. Never a day. Just covering current topics. Covering current topics. And that Bostic homicide by the Inglewood PD, there was a small, short, little clip that leaked of someone across the street. No, they were in traffic, and they must have been on the driver's side. They pulled out their cell phone, and you can see that Brian Bostic is laid out on the ground, face first. His feet are towards the camera person. His head is away from us, obviously, and there's two cops on him roughing him up. It lasts a few seconds until the light turns green, and then the car, slowly drives off. And while the car is driving off, whatever the police are doing to him, roughing him up, it continues, and that's the end of the video. And no other update.
The new video shows Bostic face down on the ground with an officer straddling his back and another officer standing next to them holding what appears to be a taser stun gun. More officers arrive and pull Bostic's hands behind his back. It's then family attorney Denise Gastelum says Bostic could be heard saying he couldn't breathe and paramedics were called. That part isn't on the
Yeah, and I guess I ain't been staying on it, but I ain't heard no explanation still to this day. Unless I'm missing something.
No, I've been looking for new information on it, and but I think I did hear that there's been some criticisms of Inglewood PD not having body cams, so that's going to change. That's going to change in the next 12 months.
All right, but no. Politicking, what they call it, what they say, gang
issues.
issues. No.
Here's my opinion of that belief by the lieutenant at that prison. He sees the title. He sees the logo, straight politicking, and never watched an episode, never watched the show, because sometimes we have topics that have nothing to do with gangs. Like, for example, today, I'm looking at some of the things we're going to talk about, and it's not really gang related. There is an update on Geechi Gotti out in Ohio. But other than that, I'd hate to say that us talking about Geechi Gotti is a gang thing. He is more now a battle rapper than a gang member.
That's not a gang thing. We talking about him. What he going through as far as his court, and whatever he got to go through with his court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't even want to call talking about Geechi Gotti a gang topic at all. He's known more now worldwide as one of the top 5 battle rappers in the world.
And Geechi Gotti is not a gang name.
Yeah, his gang name ain't even Geechi Gotti.
So, no, we covering him on a whole different level. Nothing to do with a gang. You know what I'm saying? About what he going through as far as the courts right now, then,
But I did want to go into that. But before we go into that, I just want to say that you can't judge a podcast, or you can't judge what I do or someone else does by a title. A lot of titles are clickbaity. A lot of titles don't line up with what you're going to watch. And maybe to a certain degree, the name of this podcast isn't really as accurate. I just thought it was a cool name. I thought it was a cool name, Straight Politicking, because it has multiple meanings of some of the topics we might cover, but we are not actually politicking.
Yeah, politicking is not even a word.
I know it's
slang.
I think
really.
I think the word can be found in a few dictionaries though, because I was unclear of how do you spell it when I first came up with the show name.
Well, if politicking is not a word, but if it is now. It's probably in one of the updated Webster dictionaries or something.
I think it is, because the word politic doesn't have a K in it. And if you're going to add an ing to a word, usually, especially that ends with a hard C, that usually has a CK in it.
Right.
So in order to spell politicking,
You have to spell it with a CK.
you have to spell it with a CK to follow the English rules of grammar.
Right.
You can't just put it politic with a C and then ing at the end. That's not the way the word is spelled.
So Mr. What is it? What is he called at the prison?
Lieutenant.
Mr. Lieutenant Solano Prison. Politicking is another word for let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we
Let's have a conversation.
let's have a conversation, debate. Let's talk about it. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing that, the administration of a prison has this false, perception of who I am. And maybe it's not, maybe they really do know who I am and they're just trying to come up with excuses to not let me into prison, which they've done in the past,
For some reason, I think it's more so that, and they using that, what they just said as an excuse, talking about politic and gang issues. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a Alex Alonso thing more so.
I spoke to an attorney on this topic just recently, and he told me, and this is an attorney who's visited, I don't know, dozens and dozens of inmates in all of the prisons. And he said one time he was up at Pelican Bay, and this is an attorney with a bar card, that has all the authority to go visit an inmate, and they turned him down because of the color of his shirt. He's in a suit, but he's got a shirt that's a color that they don't like. This guy's in a suit and tie, bro, and I understand that they have rules about wearing clothes that look similar to inmates. They don't want you wearing jeans, or blue jeans at least. So he was like, no problem. He went to the car, he had a change, and, he came back with a different color shirt. But it just shows you that they are trying to find any reason to deny you.
Turn you away.
Even an attorney. That's got
crazy.
all the authority to be there.
I wonder what color his shirt was.
Don't remember. But it must have had to anything in the blues, the light blues, the jean blues. They don't like any of those colors for the visitors to be wearing.
Right.
And I really don't know of a situation where it helped an escape or it contributed to confusion.
Like the lawyer want to sneak in the prison.
Yeah.
They were trying to escape, not sneak in and break in and blend in with prisoners. But
Actually, the last time I was at Solano, the first thing they said to me is, "Oh, you can't come in here with those jeans." I was like, "That's cool. I got to change the clothes in the car. I'll be right back." Then I came back and they was like, "Well, you can't come in." They had 3 different reasons why I couldn't come in, and I tried to fix all of the reasons. And I think they were just determined. Make sure that Alex Alonso doesn't come in this prison today. That's what it is. It's got to be.
well, it's a us against them thing. So they looking at these defense lawyers, gang experts for the defense, even people that's advocating for the inmates. Y'all them, and they the us, like the ops. Like,
Well, sometimes we're advocating for the prison as well because we covered this topic of air conditioning in the prison.
when we was talking about Texas.
Yeah, and guess who's not the only people complaining about the air conditioning? It's not just the prisoners that are complaining about air conditioning in the prisons.
It's the COs because they got to work there.
Yeah, they got to work there.
They hot too.
So, that topic is definitely advocating for everybody that works in the prison, including the administration. So, nah, man, it ain't us against them or me against them. That's not at least the way I think. In fact, I'm trying to help because these programs that we're implementing in the prison, it brings a level of calm and peace.
Right.
That helps everybody. That helps the COs. That helps the administration, So.
And that's an incentive for the inmates to behave.
And I don't care if the prison wants to take the credit for, because I heard this is what happens. You come in with a program, it finally gets approved. A year later, it has great success. And then guess who's patting themselves on the back?
Sacramento.
Yeah, they
go up top.
Hey, I don't care about that. Y'all can pat yourselves on the back all you want. I just want to help out.
As long as the inmates got the resources.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
All right, but yeah, man, we straight politicking. And hey, remember we covered that story about the feds indicted Chauncey Billups, the former great point guard of the Detroit Pistons, who beat the Lakers in 5 games back in 2004. That was a devastating loss. I don't know if he was following. He was a little young in 2004, but Kobe and Shaq was not supposed to lose that.
No, I was following. 04,
They was not supposed to lose that series. And Chauncey Billups along with the rest of those Detroit Pistons. This is a team. This is probably one of the few teams that did not have a star player, or as they say, a franchise player, but they came together as a team and whooped the Lakers' butt. And Chauncey Billups was the leader of that team.
Okay, so they had a lot of role players.
A lot of role players. Ben Wallace was sort of like the Dennis Rodman, or who's the guy on?
So you don't look at Ben Wallace like a star?
No, they're not franchise players though.
Right.
None of these guys are franchise players. Usually, when you're in the championship game, there's a franchise player on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit didn't have one.
Right.
So you had also who's that brother that has a Arabic name with the great outside shot? He's about 6'10". Rasheed Wallace. Remember Rasheed Wallace?
I don't know. You saying some names, but I guess they would be.
There's two Wallaces on that team. Ben Wallace was sort of like the way Draymond Green is for the Golden State Warriors.
I guess they not considered all stars. They not a Durant, a Kobe, or a Shaq, but they good. Like they good role players.
So imagine they're going up against Shaq and Kobe.
And who else was on that team? Because I was locked up 04.
Okay, so you had Rick Fox was your defensive stopper. You had
so they just came up off a three-peat.
They came up off the three-peat.
Right.
You know, this was the probably the best Laker team of the last 25 years.
Oh, they gonna be on you.
And what do you mean?
The comments gonna be on you. Oh, you said in the last 20 years?
Yeah, I said the last 25 years. I mean, you also I think Kobe and Pau Gasol was a great team as well. They won two, right? 09 and 2010. They won back to back. That's a great team. Now that Kobe and Shaq team was better. That Kobe and Shaq team was better. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people say that they were supposed to win like 5-6 rings, but because they had a lot of tension between them two dudes,
locker room problems.
Yeah, that Kobe and Shaq duo is one of the greatest duos in the history of the NBA. Of course, Michael and Pippen, and then Magic and Kareem. There's some great duos, but Detroit had nothing like that.
I think you named the top 3 duos
of all time. You think?
Yeah, you said Magic, Kareem, Jordan and Pippen, and Kobe and Shaq.
I'll give you another duo that I really like that's recent. That would be Klay Johnson and Stephen Curry.
Stephen
Curry. That's the best outside shooting duo ever.
Man, all right, them 4. Where would you rank them duos? Because they usually talk about big threes, but we talking about duos.
I'm always gonna go to Kareem and Magic. I'm always gonna go to them two.
Okay, and then
that's a different era, but
the next what would be who?
I probably go with, it's a tie between Shaq and Kobe and Jordan and Pippen. I can't pick one over the other, even though Scottie and Michael Jordan won 6. I don't go by titles, you know. I'll give you one of the greatest duos that never won a title. I don't think they ever won a title.
Who was that?
Karl Malone and John, what's his name? The white point guard from Utah Jazz. I think it was Paxson. I forget his name. That duo right there never won a title.
Paxson.
I'll get his name in a second. Who's your favorite duo?
Who's my favorite? Just on some, because favorite ain't who I think is the best duo.
Yeah,
that's the better grade. Because the favorite that I get to go on bias, but it will have to be, I think Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to go Jordan and Pippen. And
I meant to say John Stockton. What did I say?
Some with a P.
Paxson. I'm thinking of the actor Paxson.
Yeah.
John Stockton, Karl Malone duo was an incredible duo. In fact, John Stockton, I think, passed Magic for most assists.
Yeah, they can't even be in the running because they ain't won nothing.
I got to throw them in there because I'm not using titles because maybe the other 3 guys on the team weren't good enough for them to. They've been to the conference finals a few times, but they always came up short because of Jordan.
But see, what every other one we named is really a big 3, but we just naming 2. The other ones, you know what I'm saying? Because it was Dennis Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. Then you had Kareem, Magic Johnson, and
yeah, James Worthy on that team. He was probably the 3rd best.
See,
yeah,
and then I mean, do what's them call it count as a big three? Because you got Clay, Curry, and what's my boy that playing defense?
You got to throw Draymond Green.
Draymond, that's what I'm.
I mean, you could look at it like that too. You got a big three. But and I'm always fascinated by the different positions that the top two players play. I always thought there's a theory like you got to have a center and a shooting guard, but not necessarily.
Not no more.
You could have any combination. You could have like with Golden State, you had a point guard and a small forward.
Yeah, but it's a shooting league now. Like you gotta, even your centers could shoot three. So it went away from the type of game it was. There was rough housing, wasn't no fouls being called back then. You know what I'm saying? It's more ticky-tack now.
Yeah. Well, I bring up the Detroit Pistons because one of the guys that pled guilty to that case that we covered a few weeks back, his name was Damon Jones. And out of all the guys that was indicted in this case, illegal gambling, he's the first one to just plead guilty. And basically, I think he says, I'm not playing with these people.
Damon Jones,
ex-NBA player Damon Jones is the first to plead guilty in the gambling sweep that led to over 30 arrests, which included Chauncey Billups.
Led to over 30 arrests?
Yeah.
Oh, that was telling. Okay, all right, I see what's going on.
I don't think it was 30 arrests when we covered it, huh?
No.
So he realized these people got too much information, and I'm not going to play with them. So Chauncey Billups is still, he's still fighting the case. But let me see if we got an idea of how much time he's going to do. It says here, a hot hand on the hardwood, former NBA player Damon Jones once proclaimed himself the best shooter in the world. As an assistant coach, he helped guide the Cleveland Cavaliers to their only championship in 2016. But after playing and coaching days ended, Jones betrayed the game he loves, solemnly admitting in court Tuesday that he exploited his fame and insider access to profit from sports betting and rigged poker games. And if I remember correctly, Munchie, I think he had inside information on who was injured, who wasn't going to play, who's not going to be on the roster, and some of that stuff, as you know, because you like to spend a little money on the game.
Right.
You don't find that out until when, like a minute before the game?
Sometimes they announce it, and sometimes it be game time decision.
Yeah.
So having a heads up on that is a big help if you about to gamble, because the point spread to go up and down based on who playing and who not playing.
Yeah. So I mean that's major violations of. I don't know nothing about gambling laws, but that's an obvious illegal action right there.
Right.
And that can be valuable, and especially if you got heavy gamblers, big time bettors that you're supplying that information to. I mean, you could probably charge $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for the information each time.
If it's game 7 and he got an insight on whether LeBron go play or not before they announce it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take that bet. You feel me? Based on who's playing and who not, and I'm gonna go heavy, go all in. So yeah.
It says here that Jones, 49 years old, became the first person to plead guilty in the gambling sweep that led to 30 arrests, including reputed mobsters and other basketball figures. Sports bettor Marvis Fairley is poised to become the second. So if people are starting to plead out, that means that they don't like the evidence against them, and they're definitely not going to take it to trial. And I think everybody just wants to know where's Chauncey Billups going to do, because he's the most high profile. He's the biggest name in this indictment. He's the most famous athlete. He is a champion. He beat the Lakers. He beat Shaq and Kobe, and he's also in this.
He's the most famous, but is he the league? Is he on the top?
That I don't know. I haven't read it. Nah.
Okay.
I don't know. But, yeah, that happened today. And there was some stuff here about these apps. It says during back-to-back hearings in Brooklyn federal court, Jones entered guilty pleas of 2 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud for his roles in schemes to defraud major sports books, including DraftKings and FanDuel, and filch millions of dollars of unwitting poker players. Filch. I'm not familiar with that word. Filch. Millions of dollars of unwitting poker players. I believe that's where they had the fake table
with the X-ray. You can see through the table type thing.
Crazy shit. But hey, everybody's always looking for an edge, man.
Man, I wish I would have gambled on one of them sites, because I know they're going to have a class action suit.
Oh, man, they already got lawsuits against DraftKings and FanDuel that have nothing to do with this case. So you know more are coming.
Damn, yeah, I ain't never used them. They website.
They're the two big ones. I always hear about them. I'm surprised you don't mess with them.
No, I use Sportsbook, but damn.
I guess we'll find out in the next few weeks where Chauncey Billups is gonna stand. But it looks like everybody's gonna do some time. I'm wondering how much time he's looking at for pleading guilty to these two counts. Let's see if it says what. Well, I don't care what he's facing.
He'll probably get some probation.
Yeah, first I'm sure they're gonna say he's facing like 10 years.
Yeah, he might get some probation.
All right, here we go. It says in the sports betting case, sentencing guidelines call for a punishment of 21 to 27 months in prison. In the poker games case, Jones could be facing 63 to 78 months in prison, but prosecutors agreed to subtract 15 months from the sentence in exchange for Jones pleading guilty before April 30th. Oh, they gave him an ultimatum. If you want some reduction in time, you better plead by April 30th or the deal's off the table.
He'll do about 16 months.
Yeah. Says here that his sentence could be between 48 and 63, but damn, 48, that's 4 years.
I don't think you gonna do that.
Well, I think gambling is probably one of the most serious nonviolent crimes you can do.
As far as the feds look at it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, not just the feds. Gambling offenses costed Pete Rose his whole career in baseball.
I recall.
Yeah, so it's a serious nonviolent offense, and I think the government is going to treat it as such. You saying 16 months? I'm going to say he's going to do at least 2 years. At least 2 years. You know.
Yeah, he probably do 2 years and then rest halfway house.
Do you remember the NBA referee that got caught? He got sentenced to. He did some time. I don't know.
What year was that?
Oh man, that was like 10, 15 years ago.
See, referees should get the most time. You know what I'm saying? Because you could really like sway their game left or right, more so than what like Chauncey Billups can, or Mr. Jones right here.
Yeah, that was a case.
The referee, that's cold.
Yeah, man.
How could you trust a referee? Like, how do they? Man, because everybody got a favorite team. And then some of these referees grew up watching these or sit at home watching these players. They fans of them too. How do you be fair?
Tim Donaghy. How many years ago I said it was?
You didn't.
I think I said about 10 or 15.
Okay.
Bro, this was in 07. So this was 19 years ago. Tim Donaghy pled guilty to federal charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and transmitting wagering information. He admitted to betting on NBA games, including those he officiated. I believe I think he stated, yes, I bet on games. I bet on games I officiated, but I never altered the game. I think that was his thing. But I think some people looked at video. I forgot what the results were. There were some people that went back and looked at all his games and scrutinized all his calls. And some of them did look bad. He did 15 months in prison.
That's a lot of restitution.
He did 15 months, and of course he's banished from the sport.
Damn, man, a referee would throw you. Hey, man. Sheesh.
Okay. What else we got here? I did want to just say Geechi Gotti, he was originally arrested a couple months back in Ohio for a pill case where he had 4 charges, but a grand jury has just indicted him on, I believe, 8 or 9 charges. So he's looking at more charges and more time and no bail. And I will also add that he was arrested with 3 other guys that were all from California. 2 of those guys have been released based on the grand jury results. So it's him and another co-defendant that's going to be fighting this case now.
Man, good luck in your case. Guess you got him because he had a booming battle rap career thus far. Like, damn.
Yeah, that battle rap had a nice following, I'd say, in the right before COVID, during COVID. I haven't really heard too much about it lately, but the views on these battle raps used to be through the roof. Millions of views on these battle raps, and
Shout out Byron Blake. You know he a battle rapper also.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Did he ever battle Geechi?
Damn, man. When I interviewed him, I believe I asked him. I forgot what he said though. Well, shout out Byron Blake.
Yeah, I think you asked Geechi about which battles do you want to do that you haven't done, and he mentioned like 3.
I forgot one. Hitman Holla.
Hitman Holla was that. You knew them too. And one guy was out of St. Louis.
Yeah, that was Hitman Holla, and he said Daylight.
Daylight.
And then Daylight, and I can't remember the other one.
And I think the other one was East Coast guy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Who would you like to battle that you haven't battled so far?
It's only like 3 battles left that's on my bucket list because they in that range and that's like that. Daylight is one. You feel me? I feel like for the West Coast that have to happen out here somewhere so everybody can come to that motherfucker. He not know him like niggas know it gotta be big. That's like
I ain't never been no battle,
that's
but
what
I'm
I'm saying.
pulling up
That's
to
some
that
shit
one.
niggas will pull up to. You feel me? So for the West, I feel like me and Daylight will make everybody come out that really fuck with this battle rap shit. All the street niggas, all the bad bitches.
You said 3.
T-Rex out of Harlem. My nigga T-Rex, man, he a legend in New York with this battle rap shit. Me and him gotta get it in, and then Hitman Holla, man. Hitman Holla, man, whenever he take a break from wilding out, you know what I'm saying? He feel like getting up there and getting whooped on. You know what I'm saying? I holler at my Hitman, you know what I'm saying? Them 3 right there for sure. So
Ari, for one, I'm gonna say I think you need to make Daylight last if
I'm gonna do it, that's the final one.
That gotta be because you
Bring it home.
Bring it
That's
home.
it. Yeah, that's
Right.
it. All right.
And then which one is the money
Money battle is Hitman.
Hitman Holla?
Hitman Holla because
He from St. Louis, right?
he from St. Louis. The money battle will be that if a nigga being honest because we got a history of going back and forth. So if we ever get locked in, we gonna probably get to talking shit to each other again. It's gonna build the hype back up. Like me and Daylight, we gonna be big for the West, but Daylight not a nigga that get online and talk shit and argue with niggas to make the battle sell. That ain't his thing. That ain't even really my thing. But Hitman and me, we got a history of talking shit and arguing. So fans is already like anticipating a battle eventually, and it ain't never happened. You feel me?
Eventually, one of those battles
Happened.
Yep, one of them happened.
It was Hitman Holla. In my opinion, he tore him up.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me not say that. It'd be kind of like, yeah, man. I don't know. I think I gave it to Geechi. No bias either, if I can remember right. I'm gonna go look back at it, man. Free Geechi, man.
Yeah, man. That's an unfortunate case out of Ohio. And, hey, it's been, let me think. How long has it been?
Probably like 3 months.
No, for this next story I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
Let me see. January, February, March, April. It's been 16 months since the no jumper beating that happened. I heard they're calling that the J. Reed Alley.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that term?
Of course I heard it.
Okay. It's
Hell
been
yeah.
16 months, and there's currently 2 of the participants in custody. We all know that fake cannon, Termaine Williams, was arrested on that big Rico case. But Alfred Walker was taken into custody earlier this month, and he has a $1,150,000 bail, and he was taken into custody by the Burbank Police Department. And so far, he's the only one outside of Fake Cannon that is in custody, and for some reason, suspect number 4 is still free.
I wonder why. So have Slow Cannon have he been arraigned for this?
No, he has not, because his case, the Big U case, is priority.
I thought that they would transfer him to court, go to arraignment, and take him back.
Well, you never know. That's a possibility. Alfred Walker's court date is later this month, and there's a possibility that they might bring Termaine to that court date if Burbank decided to charge him. I don't know if he will be included in that because he's not in the LA County Jail, and the feds don't put out like your next court dates. They don't publish that the way the LA County Jail publishes it. So we'll see. And let me also add that I have never said Alfred Walker's name on the internet until right now.
Right.
There is a habitual and I would guess a pathological liar that stated that I've said all the names of the no jumper participants. I have never said Alfred Walker's name. And if you think I've said Alfred Walker's name, let's have $100,000 bet.
Bet 100,000.
Send me the link. Never said his name. The only person's name that I've said that participated in this was Gloss. And that's only because y'all, and when I say y'all, Wack 100's crew and the IBM crew have already identified themselves as being participants in that damn attempted murder.
Bragging on it.
That they decided to record and post on the internet.
Bragging on it.
I said 600's name only because 600 went to his channel.
It was the first to post it.
And posted the video. So all the names that I have said were already out there by them.
Alex Alonso, you know what I'm saying? You know, we've been keeping up with the work. Do you know the original document, we got the shit, said, the victim said, they only knew 2 people in the whole group.
What group?
The no jumper shit. Jay Reed said this. He only knew 2 people, right?
The whole group, who probably you and Luce, right?
That's all he said.
Like knew of from.
Since then, Alex Alonso every 2 months is screaming out everybody's name.
Yo, K7, I'm gonna hit you back, all right?
Listen to me. Watch this. Watch this, bro. Watch this work.
Pistol whip, struck with a firearm.
Look.
Being pistol whipped, struck with a firearm in the face by Williams several times. Reed did not know who the other suspects were and how many times each the person struck or kicked him, and only recognized Williams and Jones. Reed sustained multiple lacerations on his nose, head, neck, and face. He
said the victim didn't know who nobody else was there outside.
That's probably true, right?
And then check him out.
The guy that stripped the other victim down, Gloss, get out of town.
Gloss.
you gotta run. They come
now,
bro. I promise you.
Now listen.
No insight. I don't know a bird.
Now you know we got to work. The warrant didn't go into action till February 2026. This happened December 2024. Top of 2025, when the victim then already filed a report saying, I didn't know nobody in the whole alley.
Okay.
But 2 people. He hollering Alfred Walker, Gloss. Come to find out, that's Gloss' real name. We got Alfred Walker in there now with a bail for $1.15 million. Gloss on the run. Another dude on the run, and Loose Cannon lied to the people and told them the dude in the alley was his brother. Bro, then you got Alex Alonso, Munchie B sitting with him, agreeing to this shit. He's screaming out these people's names before anybody even knew their names. They got the video, but they got to figure out who I don't even know these motherfuckers' names.
Really?
Alex, bro, 112 days ago, probably longer than that, he's screaming these people's names out.
That's so crazy.
And today is the first day I've ever said Alfred Walker's name. And let me tell you, I've been known Alfred Walker's name. And I've been known about not all, but most of the people's names that are in that parking lot. Never said any of their names. Never.
Yeah, nah. When I heard him bring up the Alfred name, I'm like, that don't sound familiar. You know what I'm saying? And I've been here every time you covered it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
never said it.
All right.
And you know, I wanted to do a video back in 2025 breaking down how they just basically told on themselves by using their social media, using photos from No Jumper, and just showing you like, look, this guy was there, and showing all the photos. But I was like, nah, if I do that that's gonna look too.
Yeah, it's look like you solving a case.
Yeah, it's gonna look too detective like. So I fell back on that. But I might consider doing something similar to that later in 2026, because now we already have Alfred Walker's in custody. Termaine Williams is already in custody. The police report that Burbank put out already named Wack 100 as a suspect number 4 for the attempted murder.
Wack 100 is not going to jail.
And Gloss has already made it very obvious that he's trying to change his life by getting baptized and posting it on his Instagram.
That ain't gonna work.
You know?
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Of course that ain't gonna work. You know, he's the one that I remember you were quoting him on one of the videos that we were talking about, one of our episodes, where he was the one saying, "Go to bed, go to bed." Remember that?
Yeah.
That's Donnell Gloss, and Donnell Gloss has put his own name. That's his name on his Instagram. His real name is Gloss. I used to think Gloss was a nickname.
So that's his last name and his nickname.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Gloss is his real last name. That's a name on his Instagram. He's in all the photos, no jumper. He's the one with the face tattoos. He's actually the one that squabbled with Yael.
Okay, that ran the play in the fighting.
Yeah.
Yael.
So yeah, he assaulted Yael.
Oh, he the fake East Coast.
I don't know anything about that part. I know he's from Fontana. I don't know about no gangs or any sets he claims. So nah, they put all this information out. Wack 100 has put all this information out. And I'm sure Wack has the names of all them dudes there. And he's the one, the first time I ever heard anyone say Alfred Walker was Wack 100.
Hey, man, but the responsibility fall on Wack for going straight to Clubhouse bragging on it. And then sending it to 600, and he was the very first person to upload it to the internet and then took it down.
Let's get it. Let's keep it
Well,
going.
we got visitors yesterday at No Jumper. Visitors pulled up. Pitbull's gonna be upset about this because when he sees these type of things, he's missed the action. They pulled up and I was in there working, and before I go in, they know if we expecting anybody. So nigga pulled up. I'll give y'all a slight visual of one of the individuals. PTR. That's one of the individuals after the double stripping occurred. They pulled up. They said, "What's up, homie?" They said, "Yeah, we hit a holla at Wack." And that was the outcome. The other one was in the back. He crawled in the trash can himself trying to get away. I don't think he know he was at. But I keep warning y'all, I am not a rapper. Don't come playing. Don't come playing, my nigga. I keep trying to help y'all. Do not believe that I am a 47-year-old survivor. I am a paranoid nigga that's not driven by fear, and my team around me ain't playing. They not playing.
Not at all.
That nigga
Look
is
at that
butt
man.
ass naked with socks on. Knock the fuck out.
He got double stripped.
Taking a
Damn.
good nap. How does somebody have the fart?
That remind me of that one nigga in
I've
the
been laughing
studio.
about this shit since this morning. I've been laughing about this shit since this morning, since you said. But I woke up and seen it and just started laughing all over
Oh
again. Because
my
there's
God,
just no
Wack.
way.
No, YouTube took it down.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, YouTube took it down for violence and nudity.
No. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so, but some people had already snatched it. Some people had screenshot it.
If it's up there for 5 minutes, it's gone. I mean, somebody now already, you know what I'm saying, snatched it.
Yeah, and then he did a video. This is the craziest part. 600 does a video talking about, hey, YouTube took this video down. I just put it up because they told me it was a skit and that it was all props. And I'm like, this guy.
But if you butt naked on a skit, that's not that's against YouTube guidelines, bro. Skit or not, they ain't got no clothes on.
Yeah, but I mean, who thought this was a skit? I mean, he was on Clubhouse in less than 24 hours bragging about the double stripping.
Hey, look, I never heard him say nothing about no skit, right? But before I heard Weenie 100 go on Clubhouse and brag about it, if he would have said it was a skit, I probably would have believed it.
Especially because I was the first one to break, the video. You know what I mean? And my video was removed within a matter of minutes. You know what I'm saying? What that say? You see what that say? YouTube removed the video. So, when I get the video, I was told the video is a skit. It was just a skit, filming of a movie, series, whatever. Props were used. Nobody was harmed. And that's what I said when I did the video. I said, hey, check this out. This is from a skit. Nobody was harmed. You know, anything you see in this movie is props, blah, 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 blah. Enjoy, y'all let me know what y'all think. And I went on and showing the footage that I received, right? So, YouTube removed it, bam. Violence, nudity, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, wait, I'm getting strikes on my page for this? That's crazy, right? So.
You think so?
Yeah. If that would have came out, the footage would have came out, and then it came down, and then 600 said, "Oh, I thought it was a skit," I would have believed it, but not since this dude went to Clubhouse and was so proud of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, it's the real deal.
All right.
Trying to get some little boss stripes or some mob boss stripes or whatever.
Well, I'm almost certain there's going to be some more arrests coming from that no jumper beating.
Wack ain't going nowhere.
I find it hard to believe that Wack will not get arrested, because let's say he is everything that a lot of guys are saying, that he works with the feds, he works with the police. I know that SBGB TV is all over that narrative that he works for them boys.
Right.
But once you commit violence or are a part of violence, that's where the line is drawn by the feds.
That's when you breach contract.
Yeah. That's when all bets are off. You know, we want your information. We want that inside info, but you can't commit violence. So right now, the feds would be in violation of letting Wack 100 still run the streets.
But the way he put it on video is, hey, ho, don't do that. Don't do that. Then he keep emphasizing, he'll have my team back. So that's putting insurance on himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think the feds are a little smarter than that. You know, you went on Clubhouse bragging about whipping ass. He said they came up there looking for Wack.
I keep telling y'all I ain't no rapper.
And they found out.
PTR, that's one of the individuals after the double stripping occurred. They pulled up. They said, "What's up, homie?" They said, "Yeah, we hit a holla at Wack." And that was the outcome. The other one was in the back. He crawled in the trash can himself trying to get away. I don't think he know he was at. But I keep warning y'all, I am not a rapper. Don't come playing. Don't come playing, my nigga. I keep trying to help y'all. Do not believe that I am a 47-year-old survivor. I am a paranoid nigga that's not driven by fear, and my team around me ain't playing. They not playing.
Not at all.
That nigga
Look
is
at that
butt
man.
ass naked with socks on. Knock the fuck out.
He got double stripped.
Taking a
Damn.
good nap. How does somebody have the
That remind me of that
Listen,
one nigga in
I've
the
been laughing
studio.
about this shit since this morning.
So that right there alone will put the feds in a bad position if he's really active with the feds. I don't know. It's a possibility that he wiggled himself out of the violence of that incident. But
to be continued.
Yeah. All right, man. Paying for interviews. I guess we all want a little bit of money for our time.
I do.
I get it. But as I've been saying this since, 2017, 2018, it creates a whole lot of more problems that are difficult to manage. And the platforms are valuable. StreetTV has some value. Morals Over Money has some value. Of course, No Jumper and Vlad, because they have a huge following, has significant value. So the prize is being able to be on the platform to tell your story, to promote what you got going on, and to push your brand. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's why a majority of platforms don't pay. And I'll say a majority of them. But once you start paying, and I believe we can say Vlad is the leader of this, now you start opening up the floodgates. You pay for Keefe D. Now, every time that Keefe D wants to do an interview, he's going to want to be paid. So now you go to Art of the Dialogue. I say art of the dialogue because he'll pay. And then if Keefe D wants to do another interview, let's say who else pays? We got art of the dialogue that pays. VladTV pays. Adam pays sometimes, but not as consistently as some of the other platforms.
Right.
And when I mean pay, for interviews, not for podcast hosts should be paid. That's a job.
No.
We're not talking about that.
I don't pay for interviews.
Yeah, we're talking about interviews, not podcast hosting. I think Cam Capone News pays sometimes, but there's another one that pays. Who else? Oh man, I was offered to go on Art of the Dialogue before, and he was paying, and I had said no, and then they offered me some money, thinking I was going to say yeah, and I said no. I even more don't want to go. You know,
Shawn Cotton.
Thank you. Shawn Cotton, Art of the Dialogue, and Vlad are the main payers. And would you throw No Jumper into that as well?
I mean, No Jumper pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Jumper pay, but damn, the leader is big. So you said Vlad the leader?
Vlad is definitely the one that,
or the face.
He started this movement. He started the movement. And of course, I think there's a lot of channels that want to compete. You know, they want to compete. And you can't compete on that level unless you're going to pay now.
Man, it's kind of hard to believe that he started to pay the pay pattern.
All right, let me play you a clip then. Let me play you a clip here. Here we go. This is a clip of Shawn Cotton on No Jumper talking about paying for an interview.
All right, so you just said that you're going to double down on media this year. How do you feel about these prices, these
Vlad has opened something that's just getting worse. And
my God.
It starts with Charleston too. Like Charleston White went around was name dropping how much he was making off, Say Cheese and Dan's a Project and then everybody else wants to match that when Charleston's a 1-on-1.
Yeah. I think Vlad announcing his prices he fucked the game up.
Yeah.
He doesn't really say the dollar amount for the most part, but he said the 6ix9ine is the most he ever paid somebody.
Yeah, I figured out how much he paid him.
Yeah, he told me too. Yeah. But everybody's minds go wild trying to figure it out,
And I think people think they like these clips make more than what they actually make too.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this shit is really hit or miss. We don't know that. It ain't like we're paying you a royalty per view.
Right.
Like, we don't know. We could give you $1,500, but the interview makes $700.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really fucking know, bro. And these people think we're making, or our YouTube's making, which we do make decent money, but it's not what they think we're making.
I was sitting there with Unc the other day and we were talking about Charleston and your situation, and he's saying like, Say Cheese making $200,000 a month off of interviews. I'm like, do you know how you're talking about like 20 million plus views? I'm pretty sure if I go look at everything that Say Cheese ever did, they're not getting 20 million views a month on average.
We're not.
Maybe during the pandemic or at the height of your shit, but not right now. And even like you always saying that 10,000 for a Charleston interview, even that seems like you might kind of break even on it sometimes.
Nah, with Charleston, because I was really playing the watch hour game.
Okay.
See, I don't play views. Everybody's looking at views. I'm looking at watch hours.
Yeah.
And YouTube's pays you more by the watch hours.
So you drop a 2-hour Charleston interview.
Drop a 2-hour Charleston interview. His interviews will make about 20 to 30 sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it does break even.
And then you can do the clips too.
Then clips
add more.
Then clips. So, I mean, Charleston interview, man, fuck Charleston, though.
But that's someone who's like local. He's down the street. So it's easy for you to do it. You don't have to worry about plane tickets and hotels and everything. But there's a lot to talk about.
Let's get into that. All right, so one thing I seen was Charleston did his last interview with you. And on the last interview, he was kind of shitting on you.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? Everything on Say Cheese that's posted about me is negative. He said brands is reaching out to him saying that everything on the Say Cheese platform that's posted about him is negative. But when he goes over here with Aiden Ross, it's all positive and shit. He kind of basically said that he outgrew the Say Cheese platform and he don't need you anymore. Then he did an interview with some random person, and then I think the views were like 2,000. And I seen you make a post about it, and you was kind of trolling him like, Charleston, come back, come holler at me. You see this ain't what it is. All right, what's our relationship right now, and how serious was that conversation?
Which we do make decent money, but it's not what they think we're making.
I was sitting there.
All right, so Shawn Cotton there acknowledging Vlad as the one who started all this mess. And let me play. Now this is a very recent interview. This is 2026. Shawn Cotton on No Jumper. Let me play you Vlad in 2019 being interviewed by me, and we talk about payment regarding Keefe D. Well, first we'll talk about. Let me play this clip where he talks about the Keefe D, and then I'll play a second clip where he talks about payment. Again, this is 2019, 7 years ago. Here we go.
I think a lot of people want to hear about what Keefe D got to say, what he's bringing to the table.
He did one episode when
Let me actually just explain what this clip is from. This is when I was the host of Gangster Chronicles with Reggie Wright and Mob James, and we used to do our podcast. We used to just rock. It wasn't an interview based podcast. It was just us rocking on whatever topics, and then eventually the interview started to come, and that was something that was not my idea. And also on this day, I was being told that Vlad was coming. So I really wasn't prepared to do the interview. I was actually pissed. I'm like, this is not what the show is supposed to be about. This is Gangster Chronicles and we got VLAD TV. Well, yeah, because we're trying to grow our channel. Okay, so that's what this is about. And you will hear Reggie Wright and Mob James in this 3-minute clip.
Okay.
Maybe. I think a lot of people want to hear about what Keefe D got to say, what he's bringing to the table.
He did one episode when he started talking about the Suge and Suge crying and stuff. I think it got like 250, almost 300,000 views in one day in a 24-hour time period.
Well, let's start off with Keefe D, man, since that's the hot topic on the table. I know you don't want to reveal too much because the way you do your videos, you put out, I don't know, 30 different clips of one guy. And so that means this Keefe D won't be done for about, I don't know, 2-3 weeks maybe?
I mean, it's going to be going through the whole month.
The whole month.
I think it's 20-something clips. Last
Can you
I checked.
reveal anything interesting about the Keefe D interview?
Well, I mean, it just started today. It's a Vlad interview. You know, so if you've seen the way I do my interviews with guests for the first time, it's kind of like a bio. Pick in a way where it tells your story from the very beginning to where we are today. So, you know, the clip that started today talked about how his family moved into Compton and how white flight started to take a hold during that time. Some of the racist stuff he kind of dealt with, and it kind of gets into the gang situation in Compton. You know, how he got jumped by a couple of Bloods when he was a kid. And the next clip is going to get into, you know, how he joined the Southside Compton Crips and how he kind of started his criminal enterprise and, you know, leading to the Tupac situation and afterwards.
I think that's the most interesting part of Keefe D's story is his connection to the homicide of Tupac Shakur, and I'm assuming you pulled no punches on that.
If you've ever seen a Vlad TV interview, you know how I conduct it.
I mean, I've seen some interviews where you could have asked some more stuff, could have went in more, and I think maybe you put the brakes on a couple times. I don't know if you put the brakes on. When it comes to Keefe D and Tupac. I mean, it's a sensitive topic. I mean, you're basically asking somebody about a murder that they were involved in.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come up in most of your interviews.
Well, as much he can't really say, but what he got to remember, he can only say what's in the book, because if he goes saying different shit, that's going to hurt him in the long run. So he don't want to, and it might be hard to get the real shit out of Keefe D. So a lot of people that's paying attention and watching this interview might be saying, oh, this dude full of shit.
But he admitted everything to Caden.
But
that was under a proffer agreement.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. So, you know, just him being on Vlad, if Vlad can get it out of him like he do with everybody else, then he got a good interview going. But if Keefe D come off on some bullshit, everybody else is going to read into it because man, but this dude ain't being truthful, or this dude he don't want to tell the truth. So,
but he put it in the book. If for those who read his book, he basically outlines what happened that day, pretty much almost the same as he told Caden, with a slight modification of Pac having a weapon, I think, was the biggest change in the story that he gave Kading.
But
Did you say that, Vlad?
We talked about that part. And, you know, without giving too much away, there are some nuances in the story that in my interview that slightly differ than what he said in the book.
All right, so I played this clip because, one, this is 2019. This is like 7 years ago. And two, Vlad probably paid the most he ever paid for an interview at this time for the Keefe D interview. More money than he'd ever paid for any interview. And and then also, third, he was reluctant to talk about it because he knew it was taboo, and he knew you're really not supposed to pay your guests.
Or he wasn't trying to give it up because he still was rolling it out. Which one? Because 20-something clips throughout the month, he said he was just getting started.
Well, I'm gonna play this second clip here where we actually try to get him to talk about the payment. Here we go.
Well, I got a question regarding Keefe D because I've been dealing with this guy on and off since last year, and I could never get him to come on my platform because he's constantly asking for money.
Right.
He wants to get paid for any time he opens his mouth. So I'm assuming you had to give him some sort of, dangle something in front of him to get him to come on your platform. Because I know this dude, he's not coming on anyone's show doing an interview. So how'd you get him?
We worked something out.
You can't talk about it?
We worked something out.
Oh, man. All right. Vlad said he worked something out.
Okay, so I end up, of course, finding out how much he paid him.
Hey, but that was a good response because you ain't supposed to, like, talk your numbers, right? And that's what's biting them in the ASS right now.
Yeah, well, I wanted him to talk about the numbers because I wanted this to be a known thing. Because at that time, it really wasn't known. It wasn't known that, Vlad is paying for interviews. And this is 2019. And of course, I talked to, at the time, I could pick up the phone and call Keefe D. He used to come up and visit us at the Gangster Chronicles too. And he paid him $7,000. And that was considered one of the highest payouts.
Back then
in 2019, and I thought that was crazy because here's the thing. He has a book that's coming out. He's trying to promote the book. He's trying to get sales for the book. So who needs who more? Does the platform need Keefe D or do the Keefe D need the platform? And of course he needs the platforms to promote his book. So there's no real reason why he should have paid him. But, Vlad decided to pay him. Got the interview, got the first interview, and then of course he went to Art of Dialogue. I don't know what he paid him, and really this is what starts it. When it starts coming out, because Vlad had never, ever talked about paying for interviews until I asked him that question in 2019.
Never talked about it.
Never talked about it.
It's probably been done before that, but talking about it.
He had been doing it before, and I had been finding out like, oh wow, that's what he's doing. And at the time, he was trying to keep it low key, hush hush. I don't want anyone to know about it. But of course, as he's getting more guests, he's getting more guests that come on continually. You're not going to keep that a secret that long.
If I'm Vlad, I'll have some NDA signed that say you can't talk about the number we come up with. You know what I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
That's how you mess up the market, and other people be looking, pocket watching, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great business move to do. And in your NDA, you should say that all our conversations about finances will be done privately.
Right.
You have Boosie just running to the internet. You got Arie Spears running to the internet.
Boosie never said a number though.
Yeah, but he said
he wanted 5 more thousand.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be talking business on the internet.
That was real cryptic.
Yeah, well, still, you shouldn't be talking business because imagine if, and some actors have done this, some actors have complained about money that they got in movies. I remember hearing that in the movie Friday by Ice Cube, he was underpaying all the actors. Some actors got paid like $5,000 for a movie that made millions.
Some got paid $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember Terrence Howard was pissed about how much he was getting paid when he was in Iron Man with Downey Jr. Downey Jr. was making like $30 million. I don't know what Terrence Howard was paying, but Terrence Howard decided to go public with it. And you know what they did with Terrence Howard? They fired him and brought in Don Cheadle to replace him.
Yeah, these NDAs got to be in place. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk this business online. And let me play this other clip by Shawn Cotton. This is a clip about him talking about Pooh Shiesty wanting to charge him a certain amount of money for an interview.
Or no jumper or
Yeah,
whatever.
Pooh Shiesty charged me 50,000.
50. What? That's the same number they're throwing out there.
And you couldn't do it?
Man, I laughed at it.
Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah,
I laughed at that.
Actually, somebody on his team was trying to negotiate with me, and I honestly think it was like 70, but this was like right when he got out.
Nah,
he still ain't done one, or did he do $1 million worth of? No, he did double XL.
He did $1 million worth of game too.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. But it really didn't really do anything.
Nah, man, and no disrespect to him. I mean, what your worth is what you feel like you're worth, but
Yeah.
it's just like it just doesn't make sense on the. I don't feel. I laugh at that because it's like I don't feel like people like 6ix9ine did great for me.
Yeah,
I don't know what our business was, but
Yeah, it was cool.
but it did good. Finesse did good.
But that's the most I ever paid for an interview was 6ix9ine.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Pooh Shiesty $1 million worth of game, hour and 16 minutes, 1.4 million views. So you could assume that might be what, like, 15 grand or something, maybe 10 grand. So 50 grand is like, what is that?
You said 15 or 50?
15, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
$10,000, $15,000.
Yeah.
So where's the 50K supposed to come from?
Exactly.
But to be fair, they have a bunch of ads all over this shit. $1 million worth of game has like infinite ads. Anytime you watch that
I
shit-
would have paid Pooh Shiesty max 20,000.
What's the most you paid for an interview?
Ryan Garcia, biggest flop ever.
Yeah, that's what he said last
And how
time.
much? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest.
And how much was it?
20. And it's just, I don't think it flopped because of him.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the time he was saying so much shit on Twitter that YouTube had like blackballed his name. Like when you, it was so fucked up when you, it didn't even come up in the search engine. So I was like, damn, I just got to take this L.
Okay.
Hey, come on. All right, Adam, are you trying to follow Vlad, bro? Are you trying to, bro? Are you been a copycat, bro? All right, because I heard Vlad say that's the most he ever paid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. This is crazy, though. But I guess when it's timely, you got to hop on it. You know what I'm saying? And like Vlad said, it was a one-off with 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? He did that one time because he was probably about to go to jail or something like. I don't know what was going on at the time, but yeah, I think Boosie heard that. It was like, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
But you hear how secretive both Vlad and Adam are about what they paid for 6ix9ine. They ain't said it, but trust me, within a year, everyone's gonna know these numbers. So if you guys are gonna come to the internet,
I don't think nobody gonna know that one.
It's gonna within a year.
They're gonna keep that close knit because Shawn Cotton say, oh yeah, he know, and then Adam know.
Okay, so you know how
that'd be dumb to let people know.
They shouldn't even be talking about this, but the fact that they're having this conversation in 6 months to a year, everyone's gonna know what Vlad paid for 6ix9ine and what Adam paid for 6ix9ine. And you can't keep this a secret for forever. If you want to keep it for a secret forever, sign the NDAs and don't talk about it on the internet.
I think that'll stay up under their hat.
Nah.
They got a little close knit circle.
You want to make a wager?
Man, how long the bet go on for? But like before I get paid, because like you can't
before you get paid.
Yeah, because I can't be 50 years old.
No, I'm saying that it's gonna.
Still ain't told him.
I'm saying that before the end of 2026, before this year is over, we're gonna know exactly what they paid for because they're already talking about it in vague terms.
Okay.
Who's to say that 6ix9ine is not going to tell somebody? And when 6ix9ine goes to get his next interview and he's trying to get another bag, it might come up. It's going to come up and everyone's going to know. So there's no need.
All right, we could bet. We could bet it don't come out by the end of this year.
Oh, you really believe that?
We could bet.
I'm surprised you believe that that they're going to keep this a secret.
We could bet. What we betting?
I don't even want to take your money, man.
Come on, I don't feel bad for me, brother.
I don't want to take your money.
I'm telling you.
I don't want to take your money.
I'll hit you around my birthday. Around October, I'm like, man, look.
No, I got a sense of it because Vlad kind of said he gave a clue about the Shawn Wayans interview that when Shawn Wayans was asking for 40.
Yeah, but he giving a ballpark, bro. I'm talking about like a number.
Okay, so if it's more than, we already know it's more than what he pays Boosie, and it's less than what Shawn Wayans asked for.
What did Shawn Wayans want again? Not Shawn, Marlon.
Marlon Wayans.
What did Marlon want again?
He wanted 40.
Okay, well,
and it's more than what Boosie gets, which is 25. So, or did Vlad say?
I can't remember what.
I think Vlad might have said it was a little bit more than what Marlon asked for, something like that. If you go back to the clip, you can go listen to the clue.
time goes on. The interview got offered to me.
Who mentioned it initially?
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Well, I have a guy named Mafi who
Right.
does a lot of bookings for me.
Got it.
You probably know who he is
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, right? So he could, I've been with Mafi for like 10 years in terms of our working relationship. He's got a ton of people, including like Boosie and some of my really big guests. So he pitched it to me, and I initially said no because the amount of money was too high, right? I never paid this much for an interview. And I was doing academic show.
And you're not going to say how much you paid him?
I'll say this.
I think you should not. So I back that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we don't want everybody to know what's possible.
I'll say
yeah.
this. It was more than Marlon Wayans wanted.
And before you know it, after about 6 more months of interviews where this is discussed, everyone's going to know the actual amount. And then you think 6ix9ine's done with doing interviews? He's going to do another interview. He's going to say, hey, Vlad paid me X amount of money. Hey, No Jumper paid me this amount. You're going to have to pay me at least that. And
okay, Marlon wanted 40.
Yeah.
Because Marlon Wayans is a legend for sure, and he didn't want to give it to him. But I could say, don't give it to him if you ain't got your line in the your questions intact that you about to come with. It's because you gotta make it worth it. So like instead of like flat out just saying nah, I ain't with it, you could have been like, I'm gonna double back on you because you might not be. What's going on right now? You know what I'm saying? Is you go shake it up with this interview? You know what I'm saying? It gotta be worth it. You gotta have your ducks in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think Marlon Wayans is worth the 40, but what are you asking?
I don't think that type of interview that Marlon would give. We saw the Marlon interview when he went on Shannon Sharpe show.
And that's the thing. If the timing not right as far as Marlon Wayans go, I'm not giving him the 40 because he not like the Cat Williams type that's about to be tell all and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he more conservative, although you know what I'm saying? So
hey, I wonder if Shannon Sharpe pays for interviews.
I think he do. I think he do.
Because I'm not sure if Shannon Sharpe is independent or if he's up under a corporation when he does his show. That's also an indicator of whether they have a budget for guests, and most corporations do not.
He be having some good guests too.
Yeah.
I think Club Shay Shay pay.
I think he has developed relationships as a ESPN analyst and as a professional NFL player where he doesn't have to pay.
Most people I interview, I don't pay. You think I pay Grant Cardone? He's a billionaire. The fuck would I pay him? He doesn't need anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, academics, I never pay. I just go do his show afterwards.
Yeah,
I've done your show.
Yeah, academic super's rich. Yeah,
I don't. No Jumper.
Well, I don't got the budget for my show.
I don't pay Adam. The majority of people that come to my platform don't get paid. But I feel like in certain situations where it's going to cost, this person's just not going to do it for free, and they're not going to go anywhere. Like for example, like Boosie hasn't done Shannon Sharpe because Shannon doesn't want to pay him. Shannon said this publicly.
Oh, Shannon, of course not. Shannon Sharpe. I think certain platforms, in order for you to get bigger, you can't expect money.
Yeah. And Nikki Parker needs some money, man. Monique not need some money. Monique not moving for free. You know what I'm saying? Monique, no. I'm looking at his guest list in my brain. He paying.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in due time.
But he conduct good interviews, bro. And I'm not saying I got a problem with them paying. I know your policy for sure, but you better get your money's worth.
Yep. If you're going to be paying any amount, but it's going to backfire at some point. And listen to this. I looked at the Boosie 2025 interview that he gave Vlad. I added up all the numbers from all the clips, like 30 clips. It comes out to almost 4 million views. And that can make you, depending on your CPM, that can make you around 30 to it can make you from $25 to $30 to $35,000. So Vlad is correct in some of these clips where he talks about his profit margin is only like 10,000 on a Boosie interview. And that's crazy because that's not a great profit margin.
Okay, those are the clips, and then you go put out the full interview after all the clips roll out.
Yeah, so I used the 2025 interview because it's at least a year old, and interviews continue to get more views. So I used an older interview to see where it stands at, and let's say he got $8,000 per million views. 8 times 4, that's $32,000. So if he's paying him 25, and let's round it up to 35,000, he makes 35,000 off of it. That $10,000 profit to me is not worth all that effort, because he has the overhead. Vlad does. He has the editors. Vlad does.
Right.
He's got to beep out a lot of these things, and that's extra editing.
Lights.
He's got the lighting system, and then he's got to deal with the yellow dollar signs on a lot of these videos, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. So the $10,000 profit is not even a full 10,000.
Yeah. And he touched on that. Sometimes he got to take the hit.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to pay for an interview, you should be making at least double the money.
Okay, so let's say he into paying. Well, not let's say. All right, so Vlad in the paying. Maybe it'd be smarter if you got somebody that's gonna talk vulgar. You feel me? That would devalue him a little bit, because like, hey man, because I know you curse up a storm. You feel me? Maybe I gotta. Your ticket ain't 40. It might be 30. Because man, this might go yellow, not green, and you'll explain what yellow and green mean. But
well, the yellow means you're not making hardly the amount of money that you would make if it was green in terms of your YouTube on your back end. Everyone wants the green dollar sign next to their video once it uploads.
Right.
Once YouTube does their analysis of it, it can turn yellow.
Right.
And that could be the difference between making, let's say, $1,000 on a video that's green to $200 on that video. You know, that's 80%. You could lose 80% of what it would have made if the video turns yellow. So that's something that we all got to deal with. Even when you create on your own channel, you got to deal with it on your own content sometimes.
Right.
So there's a lot that goes into this, that just paying it becomes such a headache. And I'm sure that well, let's go through a few clips, because now we're dealing with the Arie Spears situation with Vlad, which is similar to the Boosie situation, and is probably inspired by the Boosie situation, by them publicly talking about money, them publicly talking about dollar amounts. And I'm gonna put that on both of them, because Boosie came out saying, I want 5,000 more. I would have never responded to it. This guy Vlad does a whole reaction to it, and now the floodgates are open, and now Arie Spears now got a beef with him. And I don't agree with the beef, but nevertheless, once you start putting out numbers out there, other people are going to start feeling a certain kind of way.
He monetized off that response, though.
Who did?
Vlad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he know not to curse. You feel me? So that's gonna go green.
All right, so let's listen to this one clip of Vlad reacting to Arie Spears.
Okay, so with Arie Spears, we started doing interviews around 2016. And I thought Aries was extremely funny. He was witty. He had great impressions. And I just thought he was a talented dude. So we started doing interviews. And in the beginning, it was a little bit slow. And over time, it started to work out. The views went up, people got to know us, and the audience started to increase. Now, the thing about Aries, though, is that Aries would always have issues with things that are going on. So at one point—
Business-wise or just culturally?
Business-wise.
Okay.
Business-wise. So a few years ago, Aries called me, and he was like, yo, man, I can't get any acting gigs because of these clips of me talking about people. Now, it's my fault he can't get acting gigs. It's not because maybe he's not a great actor, or maybe he hasn't done a major movie in 30 years since Jerry Maguire. It's my fault that he's not getting acting gigs. So I said, I'm not removing anything. You know, he wanted all the clips removed. I said, I'm not gonna remove anything.
What year was this?
Oh man, maybe about 4 years ago or so, something like that. And, you know, at one point, you know, he stopped talking to me, stopped working. Then at one point he came back and we started doing more work together. My staff would always complain that Aries was disrespectful to them.
Really?
He would show up. At one point, he forgot his towel, right? You see his towel on his leg sometimes because, you know, he sweats a lot because he's kind of overweight. And he forgot his towel. And he's like, yo, I need a towel. And Leo, my video manager, is like, well, here's some paper towels. Like, no, I need a cloth towel. So he made Leo go and run to the store and bring him back a cloth towel. At one point, Aries was complaining because he needed a makeup artist. I mean, literally the only person I've ever interviewed that needs a makeup artist every interview.
I mean,
every interview, but I'm like, that's cool.
Wait, he needs a makeup artist every interview?
Every interview.
Oh.
Every interview. So there's a makeup artist, shout out to my girl Candace, who comes early to do his makeup, and then he does the show. And I'm like, that's fine, I'll cover the cost. It is what it is. So the show continues. We're doing our thing, and I like the back and forth that me and him have. And the thing about Aries is that he lives 10 minutes away from my LA studio. And unlike some of the, my more successful comedians, like a TK Kirkland or a D.L. Hughley, he's not on tour as much. He's available more often, so a lot of times when I shoot, he's available. I'll hit him up a couple of days before, a free Tuesday, yeah, I'm free, and we do it. So
it's like
he's just on a lot.
Chick at 4 o'clock always answers.
Yeah, it's convenient for me, it's convenient for him, it all works out. He's 10 minutes away, he shows up, he gets his makeup done, he gets to go out that.
Okay, that's an interesting segment because Arie Spears realizes I said some dumb shit on a lot of these clips. I went a little over the top. I did some major shit talking because I'm being paid as an entertainer to deliver views. And that's another issue here. Some of these guys are now double backing on these content creators saying, hey, can you take that down? Hey, I didn't like what I said on that. And what do you think Vlad's going to do? Hell no, I paid you. I paid you to say that. No.
Yeah. I pay you to say that.
Yeah.
You got your own, bro. You control your own mouth, bro.
Yeah.
No. I agree with I paid you. I paid you and then stand up. Unless you gonna give me my money back. It's staying up.
No, even because you're gonna make more money. He's profiting off of these clips. So
no. But the way you explain to me, and I agree with your theory on when you pay people, they perform. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like they got to do a little more. So, but Vlad didn't pay him to say whatever he said. You feel me?
Well, you're technically right, but Vlad is paying him to perform. And if he goes a little extra because he's under the bright lights and the cameras and he's getting paid and he says some dumb shit, Vlad is going to benefit off of that. Straight up.
Hey man, look, I get a little few dollars here and there when I go different places, but that don't make me want to turn it up or notch, or you know what I'm saying? I go vibe to vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like back on Feed got a different vibe. I'm at StreetTV, I'm paid to be here, it's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? If I go around some females, it's gonna be a way different vibe. You feel me? Like I don't know, it ain't no all girl podcast, but let me be around some females. You know what I'm saying? Then no jumper. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more lax over there. So it ain't as conservative as like probably a straight politicking.
Oh yeah, you guys be talking about booty licking and all of that stuff. I know, jumper.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it ain't about the like me getting paid. Is like what we on. You know what I'm saying? But
you're basically saying you have the discipline to be careful what you say.
Yeah, man, and look, I'm not paying nobody for no interview, and I done had people ask me, could I take stuff down or edit something out, and I'm not doing it.
Now let's say Vlad wants to interview you, because I can see you on Vlad's platform because you got a great story,
right?
But Vlad is going to want to ask you a bunch of questions about stuff that you might not even want to talk about. I'm telling you right now, he's going to want to talk about Drakeo. He's going to want to talk about Nipsey. He's going to want to talk about what happened to Red Bull.
That's cool. But then you got to know how to respond and rebuttal. You know what I mean? That's all. You got to know how to respond and answer them questions when you know this. It's like a part of your I wouldn't call it certain stuff part of my story, but you got to know how to rebuttal and answer the question. I mean, if you sit there and confess, man, that's crazy.
But at some point, you're probably tired of talking about some of these topics.
They don't ask me about Drakeo. I don't get asked about Drakeo. The only person that was asking me about Drakeo is Poetic Federal. You feel me? He asked me that in the beginning and didn't get the answers he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, everybody know I got shot on some internal stuff in my community. I mean, but other than, I ain't got nothing for you. I got a cool story though, but I mean, it's on the person sitting down in the seat, man. People gotta have more.
No, but Vlad's gonna ask you like, you know who shot you, and you know what happened to that person, and where's he at? Like he's gonna really probe all these topics in a different way than you probably ever been asked.
I'm good with it.
You already know that, right? Based on his
Yeah,
style.
but I kind of expect that out of anybody I sit down with. That you know what I'm saying?
And I ain't never asked you who shot you.
No.
I'm the first person to talk about you getting shot, but I never asked you who shot you.
No. I'm saying you got to be ready for the curveball.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But you know, like people probably looking at me going off the deep end, saying what I said on Clubhouse. Like, nah, that's not an interview, bro.
No, that's because you've been on there tipsy.
Somebody pissed me off, and then like it was like figure of speech type little get up or whatever. You know what I mean? Hey, see, look. Hey, things didn't change, right? I guess things didn't got like a little PG-13, but like when I was coming up in juvenile hall, that's what we said. F your hood and your dead homies, and we just talk disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whacking out people, resting like homies is resting on the we talk disrespectful. So if you go look, I mean that's the same thing Drakeo was doing before he his demise. Like, you know what I mean? And I was just being disrespectful back, returning a favor. Ain't nothing literal or whatever. But you know, I mean, an interview setting, like it'd be a little different. That Clubhouse shit is what the party line or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know how people trying to call themselves content or. Well, you. I think that was you. No. It was Bosco and Spider arguing me down. That's like I don't consider that being no real content creator or no. I don't know, podcaster.
Well, just be prepared if you're ever on that platform. You're gonna be asked about all of that. And you've been asked, and you've talked about many of these things separately, but never in one sitting. You know, so imagine you're in one sitting, and you're gonna go through everything in that one sitting.
Hey man, I ain't tripping. Hey bro, I never met Drakeo in my life. I never been around him or nothing. My dislike come from him disrespecting my homie Rest in Peace on the song. That's it. Like I don't know. I got shot. Now I'm a podcaster.
What made him put that bar in that song, in the Inglewierd song? I got 50 on the blind one. He never saw it coming.
Cause I'm a household name from Inglewood.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That had nothing to do with any personal like arguments, disputes. You guys never crossed paths before that song?
Not in 3D.
Okay.
No, not in person. I mean, I ain't tripping. I already know how people will come with the curveballs. They want to get the juicy story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, just keep that in mind. If and when that ever happens, I would personally probably tell you don't do it. But you know, he gonna give you a bag to do it. You know, he probably. Well, what do you think a Vlad interview is worth for Munchie B to get paid?
I wouldn't want to say it.
You wouldn't want to say it.
I wouldn't. That's the problem, bro. Like people need to stop saying they number out there, and you know what I'm saying. Then somebody might want to come larger, and then they trying to lowball you, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of times his very first interview with somebody, he don't pay the first interview. You know.
Yeah, I think I heard him say something like he don't pay. Then if it do well, the next time we could talk about it.
Yeah.
You know
When Mob James first went on there, he went on there for free, and that Mob James interview with the clips cut up did like 19 million, 19 million, and that was a free interview. And I remember Mob James being pissed about that. So he said, "Man, I ain't never going back on Vlad TV." Because what Mob James thought was going to happen was maybe Vlad will send me some money after the fact on that first interview. It did so well, 19 million views. You know, do the math on that. That's, you know, that's a good $50,000 or more. And Mob James was expecting Vlad to slide him some money after the interview. Never happened.
I do pretty good numbers when I go places, but 19 million, that's crazy. That's out of here. That's see, but Mob James, he played it so short because you a part of history. You a part of the Death Row story, and you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of knowledge.
Well, that interview in 2019 for Vlad, I believe, was because he ranked his 2019 interviews on a post, and I think it was his #1 interview of the year.
That's big.
Yeah. So then Mob James said, I ain't never messing with Vlad again. And I was like, yeah, cool. You know, you did your interview. That's cool. Let's focus on the podcast, Gangster Chronicles. So Vlad starts calling Mob James up again to do a second interview. And Mob James is not answering his call. Not answering his call at all. So Vlad calls me up and says, yeah, man, I'm trying to do another interview with Mob James. And I said, nah, he ain't interested in doing it. He said, well, I'll pay him this time. And I said, well, how much you want to pay him? And he offered $1,000. So I told of course, I have to tell Mob James that, right? It wouldn't be right of me to never tell him. And I regret telling him because he told me he would never go on there no matter what he paid him. So I said, look, Vlad called me. He's offering $1,000 to do an interview, but I know you're not going to do it, right? Nah, I ain't going to do it. F him. And then maybe like 2 weeks later, I'm watching the internet and I see Mob James on there. I was like, wow, that dude took the $1,000 and did the second interview. I was a little disappointed.
Hey, see, but I don't be seeing nothing really too much wrong with Vlad interviews. He got more integrity than Adam. Like as far as how he could conduct himself in the content world, he got more integrity as far as his content go than Adam for sure.
How are you measuring that?
Okay, or for instance, Drakeo reached out to Vlad for an interview while still locked up. He said, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it. You still going through what you're going through. You know what I'm saying, get out. We could lock in." And when he got out, they locked in. He turned it down because he was going through something. You know what I mean? So he more than likely, I can't even say he learned from ARF. ARF sat down and did some crazy. That should have just been told to somebody to put a movie together. But just based off that, I'm like, okay, he got some integrity about himself. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't going for the content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that because, like the ARAB interview, that should have been edited. Some of that stuff should have never posted.
Well, if you put it like that, the whole interview shouldn't have came out because that's a lot of editing.
Yeah.
Bro, he was. That should have been a book, not an interview.
I actually asked Vlad about that ARAB interview in that 2019, and I'm going to post the whole 2019 Vlad interview I did on StreetTV because I was listening to it and I was like, man, this was actually a real good interview that's touching on topics that are now in the forefront right now.
Right.
Yeah. Let me play another clip between Vlad responding to Aries.
Now, over time, his appearance fees were going up, right? Because the views were going up. And maybe about a year and a half ago, his videos, his clips started to go super viral on TikTok. There was these videos that me and him did together that they put these boing sounds behind, and like literally, I think hundreds of millions of views start happening on TikTok.
Yeah, it became a great little template right there. I think one of the ones is like where you said some extremely gay stuff.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
The whole gay thing became viral.
Had a good reaction. Yeah.
I've always been straight.
But watching gay porn doesn't make you want to do gay shit.
Right. But I've never watched gay porn. I've scrolled past gay thumbnails. That whole thing. And look, I like to put myself out there like that and let them, kind of talk shit and everything because it creates good content. Yeah. Like, I don't really have an ego when it comes to this thing. And even all the issues he had, I'm like, fuck it, whatever. We can get over that. He needs a makeup artist. I'll get a makeup artist. He forgets his towel. Fine, we'll get him a towel. Whatever, right? So at that point, the views start going up. Now, keep in mind, I don't benefit from this. These are not my TikTok channels. These are other people's accounts.
Still promotion.
It's still promotion, but he's getting promoted more than me because here's the thing, right? And I swear to God on this. I swear that this is the absolute truth. Out of everyone that I've ever had on my show, like in terms of regular guests, I have seen Aries benefit the most because he went in the beginning from doing small comedy clubs to when our stuff started going viral and it started getting, big on TikTok and so forth, things just absolutely took off for him. He got his, he talked about this on camera, the biggest show he's ever been paid for, Saudi Arabia. Was this the most money you ever made off a single show?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it more than twice you've ever made for a single show?
We're going to stop at the first question.
He did his biggest.
This clip right here just shows the power of our platforms.
His stock went up.
Yeah. In this example, Arie Spears needs Vlad more than Vlad needs Aries Spears. Him coming on Vlad boosts his career. It boosts his gigs. It boosts his venues. It boosts his ticket sales as a comedian. And then on top of that, he wants a charge. That's crazy. He wants a charge to come on the show. And that's cool if you're a worker, or if you're employed by Vlad, that's cool. But at some point, people just need to stop being so greedy of what the next person is getting, on an interview, and be satisfied. That's how I see it. Because I don't think you should be getting paid at all. But shit, I think he was getting $4,000 an interview.
Right.
And
I think he said they went up from there.
Yeah, they did go up once or twice.
Okay.
But looking at Boosie getting 25 and you getting 4, and you feeling a certain kind of way, that's crazy. Because you're not doing Boosie's numbers
right
at all.
Or the popularity ain't the same.
I don't think anybody does Boosie's numbers now. Like in 2019, Vlad was his number one go-to. Now it's Boosie.
Right.
I'm sorry, I said Vlad. Vlad's number one go-to was Mob James in 2019.
Think so?
Yeah, because he did a list of all his top interviews back then. And I believe he had Mob James as number one for that entire year.
That was one time.
No, he did.
Was he consistently doing them numbers throughout that year?
He actually did. His second interview did some millions too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I remember 19 million for the first one. And then I think now Mob James doesn't.
Probably in the 100,000s now.
Yeah, it's, you have a run. You have a run, and everyone's run has a start and an ending point.
See, Boosie was averaging between 3 and 5 million.
Yeah, I just did the numbers on that 2025 one. It was 3.8 million as of now, and that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, man. Shout out Boosie, man.
Yeah.
I think Boosie and Vlad go get it together though, cause Boosie didn't understand, bro, and a lot of people that don't do content don't understand that like all them views you see a lot of times it don't equate to what you think people making. You know what I'm saying?
But Boosie does have a lot of yellow dollar signs on those clips too.
Yeah.
So if I was Vlad and I was going to take Boosie back, it's going to be a demotion in payment. I'm not going to do all this work for a $10,000 profit.
Man, we go stick with the same number and let's keep business going. Boosie, that's what I say. Let's keep it pushing, man, and keep everybody out of our business moving forward. You know what I mean?
Okay, now that you mentioned Boosie, I got another Vlad responding to Aries and linking Boosie to the conversation. And some people believe that this is all about Boosie.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think Aries will deny this. But you can't ignore the impact that the Boosie conversation has had.
Right.
Let's play this clip here.
A month and a half ago, he asked to raise his appearance fee again. I looked at the numbers and I'm like, cool, let's do it. Let's do it. The numbers are slowly getting better. And I'm like, yo, let's do it. Makes perfect sense. And he would say things like, yo, to all y'all haters out there who, talking shit about me doing this show, I get 5 digits every time I do an interview here. I get 5 digits while y'all sit at home and do nothing. Shoot. I get 5 digits.
It ain't like I'm on there for free. He pays me.
Correct.
He pays me a nice 5 figures.
Yeah.
So if my choice is either stay home on a Tuesday and do nothing and earn nothing, or go sit down for an hour and a half and walk away with 5 figures where I could not make anything, what am I gonna do?
No, I agree.
I'm gonna make the money and I get to check them.
And I let him run with this story, but that was a lie.
Oh, man.
He was not getting 5 digits.
It's typical hip hop. You got to say you got a color TV when everyone got black and white, right?
Exactly. He was making $4,000 an episode.
Okay.
Right, $4,000 in
still
appearance.
Pretty good. I do want to put it out
pretty
there.
good. Still pretty good. And here's the interesting part as we get into the Boosie part. He's doing it pretty much every month.
Okay.
Right? So you talk about Boosie,
probably every other month.
Every 6 months at this point, he's doing shit every month.
Okay.
So really he's kind of making Boosie money, but it's just, more often. So that's how much he's really getting, and he was just raised up. So then the Boosie situation happens, right? Boosie goes on live, says, oh, I'm not doing Vlad anymore because he's not going to raise me up $5,000 without any background as to how much he was already getting paid. So I do that video. I think it's at like 700,000 views or something, where I break down how Boosie was getting 25,000.
Yo, Vlad, after you did that response and you realized you probably made your 25,000 off responding to him, didn't you say, come on, Boosie, I got you with your extra 5. Come on, Boosie. Like, you kind of you got to use those response videos, even this, as like, this is a subsequent budget for when you guys get disgruntled, I could throw a little more on the pot. Because let's be honest, like, they're giving, when I saw Boosie in the car, just sit there and kind of like just rant.
Well, if I'm getting 25K from Vlad and I'm on that motherfucker how many times a year? And now I ask for 35, I haven't been on there for seven months. How am I asking for too much money?
I don't think that logic even makes sense, what Boosie just said.
No, I didn't, but man, hey, man, they need to get back together and cause I already said DL Hughley my favorite regular, but behind DL is gonna be Boosie.
Well, Boosie's gonna try to do his own content, and we're gonna see how successful he is doing that. We know how difficult it is. I know you know how it is, how challenging it could be. But a lot of guys who haven't done it, they just think, oh, all right, no problem, I can do this. It's easy. First of all, you got to build a platform. You don't just dropping content. You got to build a channel. And that takes some time. And then once you build it, then you got to put out the content. Then you got to do it consistently. I don't think Boosie has the temperament to be on the creator side of YouTube.
Yeah, that's different. It's up on the oranges with making music and dropping content is different.
All right, I'm gonna play one more clip before we wrap this up, man, because this is a real interesting conversation, and I could talk about this topic for a whole nother hour. But this is a clip where Arie Spears believes that the comments justify him asking for more money, and you and I have talked about the comments. The comments, yes, we like the comments because it's engagement and it increases the video. It enhances the video, the comments. But at the end of the day, what people say in the comments is the most unimportant part of the equation.
Right.
And we should never be driven by comments. But I thought this was really interesting. It's surprising to come from a guy like Arie Spears. He's a seasoned entertainer. He's been in the business for over 20-something years as a comedian. And here's here's what he had to say, trying to justify a bump in pay from Vlad.
No, I'm fine with being transparent with people because I have nothing to hide, right? I'm fair with people. With most of the regular guests on my show, I'm the only person that pays them, period. Every other platform they go to is free, right? Breakfast Club, free. Drink Champs, free. Big Boy, free. Academics, free.
Well, you kind of create the market for yourself, though.
I did. So I don't complain about it. I don't cry about it, but that's the reality of it. So the $25,000 thing comes out. I'm out with my kids, right? We're doing like an escape room, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? I'm out with my twins. We're doing an escape room, and I'm enjoying my time with my kids. So then I get these text messages from Aries. Yo, Boosie's getting $25,000. We need to renegotiate. And look at these comments. Look at these YouTube comments. I only watch VLAD TV when Aries on. Yo, Aries needs a raise. Aries is my favorite guest. He's the only one I watched. And I said, well, first of all, you just got raised up. You get nowhere near the views of Boosie. Nowhere near the views. Like, Boosie's just a way bigger figure. The shows that Boosie does are massive compared to what Arie Spears does. Boosie on camera is way more entertaining than damn near anybody. Boosie's a force, man. He's an awesome personality. And on top of it, when I told him, the whole thing with Boosie getting paid 25, Boosie was really getting paid 20, but then I figured out a way to get him more money by doing house tours. You see what I'm saying? So it's really 20 plus 5 for the house tour. Yeah. And a lot of times the interview might not make the 20, but the house tour will make some extra money. And overall, it makes money. Me and Aries don't do house tours. And I'm like, fam, you just got raised up. We can't have a conversation based on YouTube comments. He's like, yo,
There
you're
you
not
go.
going to convince me what.
And I have to agree with Vlad 1,000% on that.
Right.
The comments on any video is probably represents a half of a percent of your total viewership. So basically you have 99.995% of your viewers never leave a comment. What do they think? You know, so you can't, not only you cannot base it on comments, the comments are such a small slice of your viewership. It's something unique about people who leave comments. You know, majority of the people don't. And I thought Arie Spears was a bit immature to think that because you got some great, you got a fan base that's going to leave great comments about you. It's pointless. When I left the Gangster Chronicles in 2019, man, there were hundreds and hundreds of comments saying, "Bring Alex Alonso back. This show ain't the same." I knew none of that was going to matter. I knew that those comments weren't going to have me back on the show at all. I ignored the comments, even though they were all in my favor. You're going to have that. If you were to leave Straight Politicking right now, Munchie, I'm going to get 100 comments. Where Munchie B at? How many comments we got about Mariah? Where Mariah at?
We miss you, Mariah.
Yeah. No, you don't make any business decisions based on the comments.
Yeah, that ain't a good metric for what he trying to what he trying to put on for. But I guess I look at the comment section as like a progress report from video to video or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then they fickle. You might have I think everybody in media gonna have their week. Everybody, and they gonna hate you in the comments. So, I mean, you might get into it with your girlfriend on Saturday, go do some content with Vlad, and all the women in the comments gonna be on your head. So, like, that ain't a good metric, bro. So,
nah, and another great point that Vlad made is that most of these platforms are not paying, and you go on them all the time. Breakfast Club, they're not paying you a dime to come on there. Big Boy here in Los Angeles. Big Boy ain't breaking you off no money to come on that show. You know, Drink Champs, Nori and DJ EFN, they're not paying you to come on there. And he threw Academics in there. Academics is not paying you to come on his show. And that's just the way it is for a majority of platforms. It is these YouTube creators that are independent that are paying. And Vlad definitely, I believe, Vlad opened up the floodgates for that. And now you got Art of the Dialogue. Art of the Dialogue, his channel does great. He's in major competition with Vlad. I was reading somewhere that Art of the Dialogue actually uses the same font on the thumbnail that Vlad does, so that you can think you're clicking on a Vlad interview. And I looked at the font once and I was like, oh shoot, he does do his thumbnail exactly the way Vlad does. But hey, this is business. Everyone's trying to get an edge. So that dude's channel is incredible, but he's paying.
Yeah, no, I'll be tapped in.
Yeah,
I'll be tapped in.
And you could hear Shawn Cotton's frustration with what he's going through paying for artists.
Yeah, but you got to finish how you start. Shawn Cotton shouldn't have started it.
Well, you want to get that Charleston White interview. Charleston White is not important for me to interview and for most people to interview, but you're thinking, okay, I need to do 1 million views this month. I need to do 2 million or 5 million. F it. I'm a pay the dude. And I have more clips here, but I have a clip of Shawn Cotton basically talking about how Charleston White is complaining now because he gets a lot of negative coverage based on the interviews he's done for Say Cheese.
I call cap on that, but I heard him.
Yeah.
I call cap.
Will we be seeing another Charleston White Say Cheese interview?
I don't know, man. Because he walking around telling people I'm the reason he stay in beef. I got a long list at home. Damn, I wish I would have brought it. It's like this long of people he's beefing with.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so in the clip that I just did,
5% of those, no, 95% of those people, I never even like you. He's beef like I don't have
now we're cool.
Okay,
until
now.
this interview, I don't know where that goes. But, you know, but like when I was talking to Unk, I went through the whole. I searched Charleston White, Say Cheese, and I read like 10, 15 titles, and none of the titles were like anything. Like none of them were titled unfairly. Every single one was like basically what he talked about.
He's mad about Oskino, bro.
Because Oskino said what about him?
Oskino Charleston dissed Gilly's son,
right?
Who died?
Yeah.
Oskino's son died too,
right,
in a car wreck. So Oskino went after Charleston for dissing Gilly because Oskino's real respected in Philly and shit like that,
right?
And then that's really what led on to it. Oskino really never liked Charleston, but Charleston can come on my platform and say whatever. But the one time somebody comes on my platform and people because people like Oskino,
right?
Then it's a problem. It started with the Oskino shit.
Okay.
And then he called me. I'm out Christmas shopping. Charleston White called me 3 times. We were supposed to do an interview. I'm waiting on my camera people. I didn't answer. And then he says he feels betrayed. He got in his feelings about that.
Yeah.
That's really that, bro. That's really that.
So you think the other reasons, like the titles or whatever, that's kind of imaginary?
No, bro. What the heck goes? People are doing that to him after our interview.
Right.
He just did an interview doing the same shit.
Right.
And then I got another clip of Anton Daniels saying the same thing about Charleston White. He put out an interview he did where Charleston White went in on Math Hoffa, and now all of a sudden Charleston White didn't want that content out anymore. Why? Because you were performing for Anton Daniels, and then you realized that performance was a little over the top, and now you want Anton to take the Math Hoffa interview down, or the Math Hoffa diss down.
Okay, I don't understand that. I'm real perplexed when it comes to Charleston and what I'm hearing right now. That's crazy.
I done took strikes on my channel. Just because I wanted to release it, and Charleston was adamant that we release certain content in order to be able to get across certain points.
Wow.
I done took strikes on my channel that I've worked my entire life to build up. I've took strikes on my channel.
Damn.
There's a lot of interviews, especially during that time, because that was a time where YouTube was really, really censoring everything, especially around the Kanye West stuff and stuff like that. And I've showed y'all. I've had times where entire interviews, all of the clips was yellow, meaning that we made zero money. I made zero money off of that content, but I still released it because it was good for the culture, or me and Charleston agreed that it was important that we release this type of content, regardless of what was going on, but I took the L's as a result of it. The one thing that I always do with every single person that I interview, especially with Charleston, is the first thing that I say is, hey fam, you sure that you want to keep that in there? You sure you standing on that? And that's where the whole stand on it is. After the interview, I asked the same thing. Hey fam, you sure that's what you want to do? Like, you don't think that we should edit that part out, or you don't think we should cut out nah, man, drop that. I stand on it. Drop that. I stand on it. I said, okay. All right, well, cool. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you your own man, you your own brand, you know what you want to do. I'm going to drop it authentically. So one of the things that he did was, you know what I'm saying, he went into a whole situation about what happened or the fallout with him and Tony the Closer. I drop it. Tony is now coming at me because Tony is really heavy about his name, apparently, or whatever. And so now me and Tony is having a back and forth. And I'm like, F that. I'm going to defend my guy. I'm going to defend Charleston. So it's a lot of different situations when it comes to this content that is spilled over into real life that I never talk about, I never speak about, such as the strikes on my channel, you know what I'm saying, for the content that or the stuff that was being said, which that's my responsibility because that's my channel. So I'm never gonna hold somebody else accountable. But the reason that I'm adding the context is because when it comes to this money, it was more than just money. Okay. It was more than, I ain't never, ever in my life had confrontation with people on some real type beef types, but I was willing to stand on it, especially with certain people, simply because that's my guy. Okay. So we would pre-record an interview or we would shoot a bunch of content and, okay, cool. And then I would ask him, you know what I'm saying, hey, you sure you want to put this out? You sure? You know what I'm saying? And he would be like, hell yeah, like I stand on that. You ain't got to edit out what I say. I stand on it. Okay, cool. We edited. 2 weeks later, we started dropping the clips. He had got into it with Math Hoffa, right? As far as going back and forth, and I guess that Math was offended that he was talking about his kid or something like that. I don't know the full context. But then Charleston had mentioned it, or he had talked about it, or he had explained it and broken down, not even on no negative type. He had explained it and broken down on my platform because we just authentically just have conversations based off of what was going on. Okay. It's not that I ask him any specific questions. It was just organic conversations. We now starting to drop the clips. He called me as soon as the clip dropped. Oh man, what the f you doing? What the f you doing, man? What's going on, man? What's going on? And I'm like, I'm sitting there with my wife. My editors and my team is starting to drop this on YouTube because I'm all about just doing the content. I'm like, man, what you talking about? Man, why you rehashing that stuff with Math, man? That's old, that's old. We can do some news, we can do some other. I'm like, what? I'm confused as because I'm like, I thought that we stand on this. Like, I thought that we, you know what I'm saying? I paid for this, I did this or whatever. And so now I go ahead and just delete the Math part. Or I wind up just deleting the whole fucking interview.
That means Shawn Cotton's going to lose money if he takes the videos down, which I don't think Shawn Cotton did.
Anybody with sense wouldn't.
But Anton Daniels actually spoke about, I took it down because, you know, whatever. He had his explanation. And it's ridiculous. You pay these guys to do an interview. Of course, they're going to say some crazy shit. So make them stand on it. No, I'm not taking down that interview, Charleston White. You're going to have to stand on what you said about Math Hoffa. Oh, no, but I'm cool with Math Hoffa right now. Okay, well, then be cool with him. I paid you. This is what it is.
Well, do another video and recant what you said.
There you go. Come back to the studio and recant what you said. I ain't taking it down. But I have no problem with someone like Anton taking it down. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just like showing you that you pay these dudes to perform and then they realize they didn't like their performance. That's all it is. And if you don't pay the dude and you just have him do an interview, most likely he's not going to say something that he wants to retract. You know, the money definitely brings out that performative aspect in the interview.
No, I could agree to that.
So, you know, that's the dilemma that we're in right now. I don't know where it's going to go, but let us know what's going on with morals over money. And I'm sure that if you need to get somebody on your channel, you might throw them a few bucks, huh?
No, not at all.
Oh, not at all?
No, I go through relationships.
Okay, yeah.
When I interview Glasses, Malone, or Geechi Gotti, or Joe Moses, like Casey Veggies, those are relationships I got. I ain't paying for no interview.
That's crazy. And the same here. I've had people come on my platform that have got paid on other platforms. They already know how my get down, you know. And there was a time, maybe, you know, in the 2000 teens, we're talking about 17, 18, 19, when there weren't a lot of platforms out there, and you had to come to StreetTV if you wanted, you know, some publicity. If you wanted some promotion, you had to come to me. Now there's just so many channels, and people are realizing that you can just create the channel off your cell phone, and there's other options now, and those other options might be willing to pay.
All right, before we get up, I will touch on Shawn Cotton said, you will shout these dudes out for free, and they won't acknowledge it. But soon as, what he say? Soon as, like, damn, I forgot, man. I wanted to quote him so bad, but what I do know, I spoke on Lefty in a positive light because I agreed or kind of took, I kind of understood what he was trying to say when the rest of the world was trying to bash him. And he reached out like, man, you cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to come sit down and holler, you know, come on, reach your heart, and he did, you know what I'm saying? So that was like organic, you know what I mean? It wasn't, no, I ain't paying nobody nothing, bro.
Hey, but do you remember what he said after he saw the YouTube plaque over here, and then he didn't realize how big the platform was?
He was right, and that yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he was thinking like, damn, man, maybe I should have got broken off a little something.
Yeah, right.
Nah, man. That ain't happening. I don't care if I got, you know, 5 million subs. People should look at it. It's an honor to even be on that platform. You know how many people call me and want to come on this channel? I ignore them. I tell them, no, I'm not interested. I'm not trying to do that. You know, so it's an honor to be on a platform with millions of subs. You know, it's an honor to go on any of these platforms that we're talking about. So really what I would like to to let people know is you don't have to pay these people, because if all of us don't pay, then they're stuck. They're stuck. How are they going to promote their comedy tour? How are they going to promote their album, their mixtape? What are they going to do to promote themselves? They're going to have to come on these platforms for free, like they do on Breakfast Club, like they do on Drink Champs, and like they do on Big Boy. And what's going on with you, man?
Morals Over Money TV, man. Everybody like, hype, subscribe over there. Dropping content as consistent as I can.
Morals Over Money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is StreetTV. You could tap in on the audio platforms on Spotify and Apple. And we will definitely drop some clips on the StreetTV YouTube channel. And on that note, we out.